Hello, 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 and welcome back. We are continuing our builds. I'm labeling this, at least for now, in my video library. I'm labeling this a modified version of the two-story villa from the UO Classic House because in order to get the outside detail and design that UO has on the two-story villa, we are having to make the house not excessively larger, but enough that it's a visible difference. So we finished the first floor and used sand for the floor instead of sandstone like we did over there to have a little bit more texture and to make it a little different. To be honest, I don't know that I'm real crazy about this many stripes. I like the other one okay because it's broken up more with the snow. But as you can see in UO, the panels, it's like the difference between building in Sims and building in UO. I mean, building in Minecraft, because this doesn't take up extra panels. It's all one panel. This panel with the star at the top and this wood trim and this white and the wood trim at the bottom, that's just one block for UO. That's one panel. But in getting my games mixed up. In Minecraft, you can't do that. In order to get this wood, you have to use another block. In order to get this, you have to use another block. And then of course we have the corner piece, which is yet another block. So instead of one panel, this would be, anyway, I'm confusing it. If you're building a custom house, you have to add this post. But the point is, instead of this being one panel in Minecraft, you have to make it two. So it throws it off. So our house in Minecraft is larger to make room for all this wood detail. And right now, I don't know if we're going to keep it, but right now we're using trapdoors to mark the stars. And we technically need to do that on the inside as well. I don't know if we're going to or not. We might. But we are going to start on the second floor now. And this is going to be interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's start with the front because it has the most detail. But there's a lot less detail up top. It looks like it's mostly the white except at the corners. So that's going to be pretty simple. Let's just do the corners first because we have the same corner pattern that we do on the first floor. So let's just do these outside corners first. We'll just bring it up. We're going to go ahead and use the spruce again for the flooring. We are going to keep that the same. The balcony, we may do the entire balcony in spruce this time instead of having the dark oak trim. But let's get started on the second floor. Let's go ahead and put our floor in, actually. Which is going to be right here. Well, if we do that interior design, this actually needs to come up one more. Well, let's allow for it. And then we may or may not use it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's allow for it. Okay, let's see. Stop flying. Sit down. We're just going to hang in slab. It should go a little faster. Oh, I should have got something to eat. But my mind is on this. And I know PV, I talk about that all the time. Not all the time, but probably too often. But I cannot be the only gamer that forgets to eat and waits till the last possible minute to run pee or go get another glass of water or whatever. It's kind of it's a little bit of a problem, actually. It's not very healthy. Because as I mentioned before, when I do that, then I tend to eat a lot because I'm starving, because I've waited so long. I have well, technically, I haven't eaten today because it's now 1:20 in the morning. But I actually did eat a couple peanut butter sandwiches yesterday, so I did eat something. The fact is, I'm just lazy. That's all there is to it. When it comes to making food for myself, I'm really lazy. It's cheaper to buy food to cook, so I buy food to cook, but then I get home and I really don't want to cook. So I either put off eating altogether until I'm almost sick, and then I eat way too much and make myself miserable, or I will just eat some peanut butter real quick. And it's not always because I'm gaming. Sometimes it's because I just don't feel like cooking. I am not one of these people who enjoy cooking just for the sake of cooking. Now, when my son was home, I did put out a lot more effort to cook because I had someone else to cook for. But for myself, But I am good about eating leftovers. When I do cook, I usually cook enough to last me 2 or 3 days, and then I just eat the same thing till it's gone. Not much variety, but it does what it needs to do. I'm actually a decent cook. I'm no chef, but I'm actually a pretty good cook when I want to be, when I want to put the effort into it. I used to cook all the time. Well, I say all the time. I'm exaggerating. Obviously, I didn't cook all the time because at some point I had to sleep and go to work and things like that. But I cooked a lot. My first husband was a farmer rancher. His family were farmer ranchers. And harvest time, I was cooking for crews and taking it out in the field. And his family had a tendency to just drop in without notice, and we would cook. Cooking was a big part of my life back then, but even though he and I didn't have someone over every time we ate, we had company more often than not. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. When it came to cooking, I often had to cook for a group, and I did, and I didn't mind it so much. The thing is, oops, nope, don't want that there. Well, we do for this spot. I want to bring this up flush. Actually, this needs to be solid all the way around. That's what I was doing. I knew what I was doing. I confused myself. But I did do a lot of cooking back then. And I cooked big meals like chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes and corn on the cob and salads, big O salads and hot rolls. And I mean, that was a typical meal. We had a lot of deer and elk. Oh my gosh, elk is so good. I would rather have elk than beef. Don't get me wrong, I love my hamburgers, and I don't mind a steak once in a while, but elk has it all beat, in my opinion. For sure, for sure. But my big thing was I love to bake. I love to make cakes and decorate them with all the little flowers and the different colored icings and the swirlies and all the stuff. The kind that you go buy at a bakery. That's what I like to do. I love to bake from scratch, not cake mixes. Not that there's anything wrong with a cake mix, but more often than not, I baked from scratch. Homemade cookies and cakes and pies, and I was actually pretty good at it. I even had people buy my cakes from time to time. They would order a cake for a birthday or an office party or something, and I'd bake a cake and decorate it all up. Most of the time I did it for free, for friends, but I actually did sell a few here and there. I definitely do not consider myself a professional or, anything like that, but I enjoyed it. And I really don't mind cooking. I could go in that kitchen right now and deep clean it and cook a huge meal and just be happy as a clam if I had somebody in there talking to me. They wouldn't even have to do anything. They wouldn't have to help me or anything. All they'd have to do is just keep me company and I'd be fine. But when I go in there and cook by myself, it feels like a chore. I don't enjoy it. And when I don't have anybody to cook for but myself, it just seems pointless. Because I can eat a sandwich. I can just slap some bread and cheese together and I'm fine. I don't really care. But I do love to eat, don't get me wrong. I love to eat good food. Okay. So, I think alright, let's work with this. We have wood that comes up here from that corner. So let's bring that up so we can get some perspective because our spacing is all wacky-doo. So, we did bring that up. Okay, so this corner doesn't go here. This would be balcony. Let's figure out the balcony first. So on here, that comes up, we have snow, and then we have the door. So we have snow here. Then we have the door. So that's 1, 2, that there. And then this would be so our balcony didn't get any extra space like the rest of the house did. Okay, I think this is all snow here. Okay, let's gives us 2, that gives us that. We need our fence. I thought I would do this part with the spruce though. Let's change. Oh no, because that'll, yeah. Let's see how it looks. And then we need our doors. And we're going to need our windows. And torches. Alright, so yeah, that goes in. Alright, let's get our so we have this. Yeah, the only thing is this on the corner. Oh, we need trapdoors. Forgot about those. And the more I think about it, the more I think we may want to use item frames. I always want to call them item IDs. I don't know why. We may use item frames and put something in them, or just leave the frames and take those down. I might like the look of that better, but we'll play with that after a while. Okay, so we have this on all these corners. Alright, so let's go ahead. All right. Okay, so we have in the center, we have a window here. Right there. And that's snow all the way around it. Okay. And there's no detail around that window. Okay, and then we have a single window right over here. That's kind of lopsided, but okay. Right next to this detail. Is it right up next to that wood? Yeah, it kind of is. But that is too much snow. We're going to scoot that over. Because the proportion is off. Okay. So we have that window, we have that window. Let's go ahead and do these back windows. That one's weird too. It should line up with this one, so we'll do that. And this one should come up. Oh, we forgot to put our stairs in. It should be right there by the stairs. Alright, let's go ahead and get that window in. Oh, we don't even have our walls in. Good Lord. Here I am worrying about windows. All right. Stop it. Now we know there's going to be two windows here. believe like that. Yeah. Okay, so, alright, let's get this one lined up. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Okay, that's the bedroom. Okay, yeah. So let's line up this window right there. Okay. So we have those. Now we need to figure out, we gotta do our wall here. I don't think I like that. Yeah, I like that better. Alright, so the door goes in. Okay. And then the window in here is pretty much centered between that and that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll do a double so that it's centered. Even though it's a single here, it is definitely centered. So we're going to go do the double. Alright, so it looks like we have all the windows in and walls in. Let's get our glass put in. Wow, where are we getting all that light? There's some serious light coming in this window. And this one, somebody's putting off a lot of light. Especially for this being upstairs. Okay, so we have all of our glass in, right? It looks that way. It looks that way. Okay, so stairs. We need to get our stairs in. That's what we need to do. And by the way, if you are unaware, flying in creative is your double space bar. Hit your space bar twice. And let's just throw some torches up so we can see. I really hate to do it this way, but I don't want to take the time to fix the lighting and then undo it. Anyway, to fly, you just double tap your space bar, and then if you just want to drop, you can do it again. Or if you're flying and you don't want to go all the way to the ground, you can hit your shift and it will lower you. It took me ages to figure that out. I would be flying and I would drop all the way to the ground and then try to come back up, and drop all the way to the ground and come back up. And it's quite annoying to do it that way. And I knew there was a way to do it. I had seen people do it. But I didn't know how it was done. Oh, stop it. Okay, we're just gonna do... We'll just do the blocks and be done with it. Okay. Oh wow, that's a big staircase. Alright, so our staircase comes up here and we run smack into the wall. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Let's change our stairs. Let's make that cost us a little bit more floor space on the bottom, but at least we're not kissing the wall flat into the wall when we come up. Alright, let's make sure we're not going to hit our head. Good, good. Okay. Wow, this really made this area larger. It really did. We're going to go ahead and put torches on here. Wow, this is so much bigger. So much bigger than the other one. I am so tempted to bring this wall in and expand this balcony. But if we do that, let's see if this will look right. No, we gotta keep that. We gotta keep that for that to be spaced right. Wow. And this actually fit over the top, so we don't need to worry about support because it sits just right. This is a large room. It's almost a shame to keep it one open room. Wow. And then here's the bedroom. The bedroom is a little bit bigger, not excessively, but it is a little bit. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put our ceiling in. Let's get our dark oak going around the top. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah, this house did grow quite a bit. But you know, we may be able to utilize the attic a little bit better this time. We'll see. Quit doubling up on me. All right. It's hanging slab time. If you are new and don't know how to do this, you hold down the shift with one key, hold down the S with the other key, keep them held down at all times, and then hold down the right click on your mouse, and off you go. You want to practice that in a place where you're not going to take any damage in case you fall, because if you don't hold your cursor in the right place, it tries to put the block immediately under your feet, and if it does that, the block will show up sometimes and then disappear, which will glitch you and you will fall. And if you are doing something like this, it's irrelevant because you're not going to take any damage. However, if you happen to be doing a platform about 90 blocks in the air in the jungle and you fall, it's going to hurt. Not saying I've ever done that, but it would be useless to deny it, considering it is recorded and I believe it is already uploaded on my channel, recording several deaths, repeated deaths for that very reason. I took my eye off of my target and was looking at the ground and boop, down I went. Now, I don't think it's going to take that long to do the roof, but we're not going to do it in this episode. We'll come back and do it in the next, because I am really repetitive, and I also am trying to keep my videos from being an hour long. And I know people are thinking, just use an alarm clock. I actually don't have an alarm clock. I don't have a cell phone with an alarm on it. I can see the clock from where I'm sitting, but I do these recordings one after the other, and I don't always remember what time I started. Now, I could write it down, but then even if I did write it down, it would require that I pay attention to the time, which is something I'm not always very good at doing. So now this actually is starting to look a little bit better. Still not so crazy about the trap doors. Still thinking I want to find something else we can use instead of the trap doors. The ladders, I'm okay with the ladders. I kind of like the ladders. But the trap doors are kind of bugging me. So we may use item frames to change that out. But, you know, all the stripes looked really stripy. Like a lot of stripes when we just had the first floor, but the second floor kind of balances it out, I think. So it's really, I think it's starting to come together. Again, these trap doors are bugging me. They're just bugging me. I don't know what to do about it, because the whole point of redoing this was to try to get more of the detail from the UO house. And that would be part of the detail that we are trying to duplicate. So, I don't know. We may do 5 more houses and I may finally have a brain fart and go, oh my God, you remember those trap doors? I know what to do now. We may just have to do a random out of sequence video to come fix them when I actually think of something. But for now, they're going to stay. If nothing else, they mark the area where we need to come up with something. And by the time we get the roof on and everything else done, we may decide that we've gotten used to them. We may leave them. I don't know. I don't know. If we could turn ladders sideways, I would probably do that. But we can't. So, we won't. Alright. We're going to stop here. And the next episode we'll do the roof. Hopefully it won't take very long. And we'll be able to give a good look at the attic. And see if we can get some storage space up in the attic. A house this large, it's gonna need some storage. So, anyway, thank you so very much for taking the time to watch my video, because it's not about the likes, it's not about the dislikes, it's not about the comments, even though all of those are great. It's not about the subscriptions. Those are great too. It's about the fact that you took the time to share something with me. That's what it's about. And that is what I appreciate. The other stuff is just icing on the cake. If you subscribe, that's awesome. If you give me a like, that's awesome. If you comment, that's awesome. But the fact that you watched my video, that's what means something to me more than anything else. So I want to thank you for that, whether you do anything else or not. That I want to tell you I appreciate. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up before I start rambling endlessly and make this video even longer. Thank you again, and we will see you later.